So in today's video, we're going to be looking at how to find the equation of a straight line on a graph. So first, when we find the equation of a straight line, we have to use our equation y equals mx plus b. And the reason for this is that y equals mx plus b is the equation for a straight line. And when we use this equation, we find our slope, which is m, and our y-intercept, which is b. So first of all, when we find when you have to find the equation of this line, we have to find our slope m. So m equals and this can be using the rise over run method, where we take 2 points on our graph and find the rise and the run, or you can take 2 points and use our equation y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So for this example, we can use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And let's say we take 2 points on our graph. Those could be this point here and this point here. So this point here is 3, 6. This point here is 1, 4. So we're going to now label y2 and y1 and x2 and x1. So first we have to find our x coordinates, actually first we should find our y coordinates, since that's our numerator. So our y coordinates are 6 and 4, and this can be, let's say this here is a y2 and this is y1, and since this is our y2 here, this also has to be x2 and x1. So now we can just go ahead and substitute these points. So that means we get y2 minus y1, which is 6 minus 4, divided by 3 minus 1, and that is 2 divided by 2, which equals 1. So that means the slope of this line is 1. So that means m equals 1. We have our first part of our equation. Now we just have to find our y-intercept, which is b. So our y-intercept is going to be where this line hits the y-axis, which is here at this point 0, 3. That's right here. So all we have to do now is, we know that m equals 1 and b equals 3, since this is 0, 3 here. So that means the equation is y equals 1 times x, which is x, plus 3. That's our equation. And another way we could do this is taking the slope of this line using the rise over run method. We don't have to necessarily use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Sometimes rise over run is easier, because in this example we could say we could take this point here and we could take this point, and we know that our rise is here and our run is here, since that would form our right triangle. And our rise would be 3 and our run would be 3, so 3 divided by 3 is 1. We still get the same result, we're just using the different methods. You can use those two methods and get our equation y equals x plus 3. So now we're going to be using our same equation, y equals mx plus b. To find the equation of this line here. So we have our slope m, and our slope m, we can use our method y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And again, you can take our 2 points on our graph. So let's say we have this point here, which is 0, 8. So that's our point here, and we could take another point here, and this point is 8, 8, 3. So we have our 2 points, 0, 8 and 8, 3, and all you have to go ahead and do is identify y2 and y1 and x2 and x1. So let's say this is y2 and this is y1 and this is x2 and this is x1. So this is 8 minus 3, so that's y2 minus y1. And this is 0 minus 8, because that's x2 minus x1. So we have 8 minus 3 divided by 0 minus 8, which is 5 divided by negative 8. And that leaves us with negative 5 over 8. So we have our slope now, which is negative 5 over 8, and we just have to find our b-intercept, our y-intercept, which is b, and our y-intercept is going to be 0, 8, since that's where this line hits the y-axis, so that's 0, 8 here. And all you have to do is go ahead and sub in 8, so it's y equals negative 5 over 8 plus 8x, negative 5 over 8x plus 8. That's going to be our equation for the line on this graph. So now we're going to be finding the equation of this straight line on the graph. So we have to use our equation y equals mx plus b, y equals mx plus b, and first we have to find m, which is our slope. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now you have these y2. Now you have our equation here. We have to find our points on our graph. So our points could be we could take this point here, which is 1, negative 6. So you have 1, negative 6, and we could find another point which is here, negative 3, 5. So now we can take y2 and y1 and x2 and x1. So negative 6 minus 5. And we're going to be dividing that by 1 minus negative 3. So we have negative 11, and that will be divided by 4. So our slope is negative 11 over 4. And now all you have to do is find b, which is our y-intercept. Now the only problem is if we look at this graph, the value of b is not a whole, it's not going to be a whole number like we dealt with in previous examples. So what we could do is write out our equation again with m, and that would give us y equals negative 11 over 4x plus b. So that's going to be that's our equation so far. And if you notice, all we have to do is find x and y to get b. And we know that if we have x and y, it's like a point on our graph. So we can just take a point on our graph, substitute the x coordinate and the y coordinate, and use that to get b. So if we take a coordinate on our graph, we could have something like this, 1 and negative 6, and from that we could say x is 1 and y is negative 6. So if you go ahead and do that, y is negative 6 and x would be 1, so it's negative 11 over 4 times 1 plus b. So we have negative 6, which equals negative 11 over 4 plus b, and that's because negative 11 over 4 times 1 is negative 11 over 4, so there's no change there. And all you have to do is find b. So the easiest way to do that is to add 11 over 4 on both sides. And if you're a bit confused about how to solve this equation, you can go check out the other videos on solving equations on this channel. So like I said before, we can just add 11 over 4 on both sides. So that would give us negative 6, which equals 11 over 4 minus 11 over 4 plus b. And of course, we have to add 11 over 4 here. So it's like 11 over 4 minus 6. So b equals 11 over 4 minus 6. And the answer to that is going to be negative 13 over 4. So we have our m value, which is negative 11 over 4, and our b value, which is negative 13 over 4. So now I'm going to go ahead and write the final equation on our graph here. So we have y equals negative 11 over 4 x minus 13 over 4. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and now understand how to find the equation of a straight line on a graph if our b-intercept is a whole number, our y-intercept is a whole number, or if this y-intercept is a fraction like here. In our next video, we are actually going to be learning how to graph the equation of a line, so stay tuned for then. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.